The weekend, the weekend, the weekend. The weekend was really a continuation of Friday. I was not at my best. I was a bit ratty, a bit short, irritable, less patient, and I really struggled. I really struggled with that. The weekend itself, we did a lot. Maybe that's contributed to it. I don't know why I keep questioning what it could or couldn't be. It's just the way that my brain is one that likes to problem solve, and so whenever I am a particular way and I'm not happy with it, I always seek to understand or to question, and that can be quite tiring. We did the London mini marathon on the Saturday. That was great. The weather was beautiful, and then we came away, came home, and then yesterday we were just kind of tasking as a family, and then I had made a roast dinner in the afternoon. But I just think, generally speaking, that my mood hasn't been good, and that's not fair on my loved ones, my family. I'm not very good at. I'm trying to get better at it, but I'm not very good at in the moment saying that I'm struggling. I can't quite find the words. Same with these videos. Sometimes I can't quite find the words to convey exactly what's going on, because I'm just trying to figure it out in my head. That's a real pain. This week, however, that's the weekend. That's why I didn't. That isn't why I didn't video. I just didn't want to have to think about picking up the camera for a couple of days. Anyway, it's Monday, an opportunity to go again for the week, and the plan today. I've set myself a few tasks. The first one is going to go and get a haircut. Then I'm going to finish editing Friday's video, so you'll see that before this one. I'll actually link to it as well, just so you don't have to find it if you're interested how Friday went. And there's a few bits and pieces that I need to get. I guess the theme I'll call it a theme. The thing that I wanted to talk about today is routine, and not necessarily my day-to-day routine, but just what I do from a physical health perspective on a weekly basis, and I don't compromise on that. I have managed to achieve some things. It's about 4:15 on Monday. I have put live Friday's video. I have had a haircut, which is great for me. It might not look great, but I'm not that precious about my hair. So I'm just glad that that's kind of ticked off the list. I have been inquiring about sorting this piece of equipment out. It has frozen on me about 20 times today, which isn't conducive to wanting to put together a personal diary. You tend to just want to pick up and film. In terms of where we were earlier, or where I left us earlier, I wanted to talk about what I do in terms of looking after my physical health as a man in my 40s, having had my fair share of battles with my weight. I really focus on making sure that my physical kind of health routine throughout the week is really consistent. And in terms of what that involves, I do my very best to do 3 walks a day. So I'll do one first thing in the morning, which is a great way just to bring myself up to speed with the day and how I'm feeling, just to wake up really. So I do that first thing in the morning. I'll then try to get out around lunchtime, and then I will go out again in the evening or before dinner. or after dinner. It varies from day to day, but I set myself a task of 3 walks a day of around 30 to 40 minutes. And that tends to equate to about 13, 14k steps. And then when you are moving around the house, just doing your day-to-day tasks, that adds on another couple of thousand steps. So yeah, on average, I'm doing anywhere between 15 and 17k steps a day. And I found that that's been really, really good for my mental health. And I'm a big advocate just to get yourself out, whatever the weather. I mean, we're lucky in the UK, in London specifically at the moment. The weather is nice, so it's nice to be out. But I'm out in all weathers. So if it's freezing cold, if it's raining, whatever it is, I make sure that's my non-negotiable, is get out for your walks. What I also do, another non-negotiable, is I want to be functionally fit, whereby as I move through my 40s and, all being well into my 50s and onwards, I want to be able to walk. I want to be able to move freely as the way that our bodies were designed. And so I do 4 resistance training sessions a week. I tend to do them Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. However, life isn't always as straightforward as I would like it to be, and so that gives me some flex. If I need to move a session to a Wednesday or a Saturday or a Sunday, again, there's no excuse really. I just make it one of my non-negotiables. And yeah, even when there are days when I don't want to do it, I'm a great believer in do it anyway. Tick the box. At the very least, tick the box. And you're not always going to have a 10 out of 10 training session, but that's okay. We need to, I say we, because I do believe that we need to be kinder to ourselves, but I think I'm kind of giving myself a little bit of a G up, be kinder to myself. Not every day is going to be a great day, as you will be discovering on these diaries. And so I have that as another non-negotiable. So I've got my 4 walks. I've got my 3 walks a day, 7 days a week. I've got my 4 resistance training sessions. And what I was trying to build a habit, but what I did last month, so in March, is I did 2 kilometers a day for 30 days running. Pace is not important, but I wanted to build a habit of getting out and running. And I didn't enjoy it at all. However, interestingly, since I've had other life events going on, I actually miss doing it every day. So I've been doing it kind of every other day over the last couple of weeks. However, I'm going to go back to doing it every day. I've got to do it today. I don't want to, but I will, because it's definitely helping me again clear my mind, give me those good endorphins. And by doing all of these things, when I say it out loud, it sounds quite a lot. And I'm not doing this much because I'm unemployed. I was actually doing just as much when I was in employment. I was actually cycling into the office, which was about 35-40 minutes each way, 3 times a week. And so, yeah, in terms of being active, I think it's a really important thing for us as human beings. We are designed to move. So that's kind of how I look after my physical health. And I suppose what I guess what I'm saying is, when things are not good in life, when things are difficult and you're having difficult days, difficult moments, difficult seasons, the one thing that you can do for yourself is move. Get out and move, even if it's for 2 minutes. I think that by doing that small act of kindness for yourself, you will find that you feel better. And you might only feel better for 5 minutes, but that's 5 minutes more than you would have felt had you done nothing. And so that is a small win. Not that I'm no guru. It's just that these small wins over time add up to massive ones. So yeah, if you are someone who is super, super active, then I'd love to understand what you're doing. What does your day-to-day look like? And if you're someone that isn't, what is it that's holding you back? I'd just be really interested to hear from people how you help your mental state, and how you feel good about yourself, or how you do things that make you feel good about yourself. So that's me. I'm going to leave it there for today. Whatever it is that you're up to this evening, I hope that you enjoy yourselves, and I will look forward to checking in with you again tomorrow.